sugar. Oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl.
I'm Michelle, and welcome to Simply Rooted Homes craft for this week. We are going to be making herbal lollipops. We are going to, well, you can do lots of different flavors. Today, I have an elderberry syrup that I made, which we're going to integrate, and rose water because it's Valentine's Day. I have some rose petals that we'll add to it. You need some organic sugar, 1 cup of sugar. You need a 1/3 cup of honey. You need some molds, although if you have butter paper or parchment paper and you don't want to use the molds, you can just do dollops of that onto the paper, and then when they are finished, you can peel them off. You want a nice sturdy pot, and you can either use toothpicks or you can get these little lollipop sticks at the craft store. So let's get started. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup with our sugar of a liquid. So if you're just doing honey lollipops, that's totally fine. You can just add water. I'm gonna do a little less than a 1/4 cup of elderberry and the remaining portion of that in rose water. Then I'm gonna add my 1 cup of sugar, my 1/3 cup of honey. And I'm gonna take these all to the stove, and I'm gonna heat them up until they come to 300 degrees, or I'm gonna show you a little trick if you don't have a candy thermometer. You can see here how it's boiling. So you wanna bring it to a boil. The sugar is gonna boil at a pretty low temperature, so you don't have to have it too high. And it's gonna boil like this for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna let this continue to bubble up and create the sticky sugar consistency. Now, if you don't have a candy thermometer, you can take a little spoonful of your syrup and pour it into some water. If it doesn't harden right away, then it's not ready yet. So this is clearly not complete, because when I put it in the cold water, it just creates a sticky mess. So we're gonna boil it a little longer. Okay, we are getting closer, because I just tested this, and if you see, when you put this in there, whoop, the little droplets get hard. So these are hard. These are hard little candies. So we are almost there, just a couple more minutes. You can begin to see how the color of the sugar is turning a little bit darker. Whoop, hot. And it's becoming a little more golden brown. So I think we are ready. This is the really hot part, and really hot melted sugar will burn. So this is the part that you really want to make sure that you do yourself, having the children in a safe space or distance when you're pouring the sugar. But they can go ahead, I'm gonna adjust this, before you pour the sugar, because it's cooling right after you get off, you can go ahead and have them help pour some of the, like the rose petals in there, or if you're doing a lemon ginger blend, you could put a little lemon zest inside of the molds before you pour in your syrup, or whatever else you're going to add. There's so many different things that you can do. And I'm going to take a little bit of the sugar mixture, and I'm going to pour that into the mold. And then depending on the age of your child, if you were able and extremely careful, they could place the lollipop sticks in there. And then I'm going to pour a little bit more of this on top. And sprinkle a few extra little rose petals in there. And then we wait. If you don't have molds, you can use the butter paper. I'm experimenting a little bit and seeing if I can use foil, because I don't have butter or parchment paper. Butter with a little bit of oil on it so that it sticks. And I am finding that if I pour a little bit and if you let it cool, it's much easier because it's just not so runny. And you do your first dollop and then you place your lollipop stick in there and you let it cool for just another second and then do your second dollop. And the first one helps to kind of set it in place.